Hello coders, I hope you are coding well. In the previous video, we created project entity, project DTO, project service, project repository, and a method to convert the project entity to the DTO. And in today's video, we will create add project API call in our Spring Boot application. So let's get started. So in our Spring Boot application, first of all, we need to create a method in the service, and to do this we will open project service, and in this service first of all we need to inject project repository, and to do this we will write @auto-void annotation, and after this we will write private, and then we will mention project repository, and we will name this as project repository. And after this we will start writing a new method, and after this we will start writing a new method, and this method will return a project DTO, and we will name this method as add project, and in the params of this method we need to accept project DTO, and to do this we will write here project DTO, and we will name this as DTO. And after this, in the body of this method we need to create a new project and set the data in the project, and then we will call the project repository to save the project in the DB. So in the body of this method, first of all we will create a project, and we will name this as project, and we will initialize this with new project. And after this we need to set the data, and to do this we will use this project, and first of all we want to set the name of the project, and to do this we will call a method set name, and then we will use our DTO, and we will call a method get name, and after the name we need to set the duration, and to do this we will write project, and we will call a method set duration, and in this we will pass DTO.getDuration, and after the duration we need to set the start date, and to do this we will write project, and we will call a method set start date, and in this we will pass DTO.getStartDate. And with this our project data is completed, and now we will write a return statement, and then we will use project repository, and after this we will call a method save, and in this we will pass the project, and then we need to convert this project to the project DTO, and to do this we will call a method get DTO. And with this our add project method is completed in the project service, and now we need to create project controller, and to do this we will right click on the controller package, and we will choose a new Java class, and we will name this class as project controller, and after this we will annotate this class with @rest controller annotation, and after this annotation we will add the annotation of request mapping, and in this for the URL we will give /API/projects, and after this because we need to call this API from our Angular application, so we need to enable the origins, and to do this we will add the annotation of cross origin, and in this for the origins we will set static, and after this we need to inject project service in this project controller, and to do this we will add the annotation of auto-void, and then we will write private, and after this we will mention project service, and we will name this as project service, and after this we need to create an endpoint for the add project, and to do this we will start writing a new method, and this method will return response entity, and we will name this method as add project, and after this in the request body we need to accept the project DTO, and to do this we will add @request body annotation, and then we will write project DTO, and we will name this as DTO, and after this in the body of this method we will write a try block, and in this try block we will write a return statement, and then we will use response entity, and after this we will call OK method to set the 200 status, and in this we will use our project service, and we will call a method add project, and in this method we will pass the DTO, and after this we will write catch block, and in this catch block we will catch exception, and we will name this as E, and after this we will write return statement, and then we will use response entity, and this time to set the status we will call dot status method, and in this we will pass http status dot internal server error, and after this to set the body we will call dot body method, and in this we will pass e.getMessage, and at the end we will annotate this method with @postmapping annotation, and for the URL we will give this as /add. And with this our add project API is completed. And now let's run our Spring Boot application. And as you can see, our application is up on port 8080 without any errors. And now let's go to the Postman to test our add project API. And in the Postman, for the request type we will select post, and after this we need to give the basic URL, and we will give this as http localhost colon 8080, and after this we need to give the controller URL, which is /api/projects, and at the end we need to give the method URL, which is /add. And after this we will click on this body tab, and then from these options we will select raw and then JSON, and in the request body we need to pass a JSON object, and in this object first of all we need to pass the name of the project, and I will give this as website redesign, and after the name we need to pass the duration, and I will give this as 6 months, and after the duration we will pass start date, and after this I will add a start date value, and then to call the API we will click on this send button, and as you can see we got 200 OK response, and in the response body we got the created project, and in this we can see we got the same name, duration and start date, and after this the ID got generated for this project as 1. And that's it for today's video. In the next video we will create a component and a reactive form to create a project in our Angular application.